of place, this one. We've got the legal description of land and the site. Then we go to the location and suburb, road access and transport, which is a suburban matter, and surrounding land uses, and demographics too. I'd have put the more general stuff up at the top, then work probably down to, try to work it down to the site or something, get that lot in the right order anyway. Planning and development controls, that at that time was the Integrated Planning Act. You've got to mention the South East Queensland Regional Plan, mainly simply to say that you're within the urban footprint. So that'd be the nod to the South East Queensland Regional Plan, and that isn't a bad place to start, although one should say properly that, as they have here, the jurisdiction of this thing is the Sustainable Planning Act 2009. You want to mention that, otherwise it looks as though you're short. Construction and improvements, this is quite a nice way of putting it. Building areas and plot ratio. It's probably actually the coverage ratio that's relevant, not the plot ratio, but that's by the by. Construction finishes, all this stuff here. Now the person who's doing the build on this thing has to get some of this sort of stuff together. So construction and finishes, I would have, here's the construction timeline. I think in this report there are questions as to whether this flows as naturally as it could, or whether in fact some of these bits and pieces could be shifted around. Finance, okay, that looks pretty straightforward. Sales and market evidence. Now this one here, I think is out of place, because surely the logic is that having done the market analysis, sales and market evidence or whatever, we in fact come to a derived conclusion of what the highest and the best use is. We don't just go in and pick a site and say highest and best use. What we've got to do, in a sense, is say in this area the highest and the best use is such and such, and probably we pick the site after that. So I think this stuff here is somewhat delayed. I think it should be earlier.
So sales and markets up near...
Yes, sales and market, not far off this area, I would think. And that business there, sales and market, I don't know if any of you are doing valuation, are you? Peter?
I've done it I did last year.
Well, what you should be doing there is, you've got two things to do there. One is land sales. You've got to make sure that we're buying the land at a reasonable rate. And then you've got capital values and so forth on the other lot. So really you've got to look at some analogous properties, both in terms of land and the finished product. Don't forget the land. So there's the land sales valuation evidence, yep. That's good.
And for the finance,
that's simply,
you said that you were giving us 50%.
Yeah, that's simply a trip to the bank and telling us what interest rate you're going to get and any other conditions they impose.
And there's one, we're assuming one pre-sale too, aren't we?
Well, one or two. You assume that, but to do that you've got to sort of come off the market report and this type of thing here as well. But that's a little bit of quasi-reality to make it a bit easier. So then the feasibility analysis, the returns. This hasn't got a risk analysis in it, you'll notice. But all this stuff, the sensitivity analysis has come off fee study. Oh, it has got risk management in it. That's a bit of a surprise to me in 2008. SWOT analysis is typically something the planners would put in. I don't have a real problem with it, but planners tend to wax lyrical about SWOT analyses. So let's wander in. What have we got here? We've got, oops, sorry. Jumped to the bottom of the whole thing, that's no good. Actually, this report's reasonably nicely styled, I think.
What I started to do with my, I think it was now some sales evidence, is I found it was easier to put into a table rather than sort of list these individual.
Absolutely, absolutely. Table and photograph, Paul.
I had photographs of other...
No, the photograph goes in the table. It could even be that this one here, in fact I'll go straight to page, what page was that? 36? Let me see, 37. If that is truly page 37, you never know these files. But they got that. This really is quite attractively presented, isn't it? So what they've done is they've ripped a few things off sales blurb brochures and used them themselves. Just